Trigger warning. Viewing the following content may cause intellectual strain and swelling of logical capacity. If you suffer from perpetual rectal discomfort, viewer discretion is advised.
One of the more terrible,
Concerning.
worrying effects of feminism on Gen Z is concerning intersectionality, right? And it's the body positivity movement,
Yeah.
which, like every other stupid progressive idea, has just turned into something hideous and disgusting. And in this case, I'm going to bring up another video, right? It's a kind of a TikTok compilation.
Yeah.
And this is what literally has become of the body positivity movement in 2023. So I'm going to go ahead and play that now. I'm going to mute it because there's music on this and there's, I don't know if there's copyrights on it or not. What I do know, though, is that I will be posting links to all of these videos and the articles and stuff in the description for anybody who wants to follow up. This is genuinely concerning to me, right? Because I'm not a skinny guy.
Yeah.
I'm not under any delusions that I'm equivalent to Chris Hemsworth in physical attractiveness. That would be ludicrous for me to say that. And that's the other thing that makes this body positivity thing even more disgusting to me, is that it's one way. It only applies to women, right? Because women still judge men incredibly harshly on their bodies, yet have the audacity to look the way they do while they're doing it. Now, this is an example, and to me, this is just, oh, all right, well, I just got to play the video. Here it goes. Again, I'm going to talk over it because there's no audio, right? But for people listening on a podcast, there's a young lady. Well, let's just say she was well fed. And now there's another young lady who's wearing what I think is supposed to be a bikini, but there's a lot of fabric there, and there's just a lot there. There's a lot.
I will
there.
say for this one, for those of you viewers listening and not watching, you should be thankful for that fact.
Now, I personally, again, I don't see anything wrong with the idea of teaching people that, they shouldn't be ashamed of themselves to the point where they're dysfunctional, right? That's an absolutely reasonable thing to say and to teach. Now, when that goes way past being ashamed of yourself, into being not only proud of yourself, but that you're so far off the deep end that you're deluding yourself into thinking that you're healthy, when I could hear your arteries clogging from here. Like, it's insane. It's just insane.
Yeah, and it's also really bad, I feel like back in the day, something that got people from starting, not caring about their health when they started getting fat was the humility in that. They wouldn't take pride in something like that. It would get them to want to work out, want to go to the gym, want to exercise. And when you completely get rid of the humiliation and make it a good thing, that's just you shoot yourself in the foot.
No, and the worst part is that almost all of these females that are in this video are young.
Yeah.
Right? They're in a position in their life where if they made the effort, they could transform themselves. And yeah, hey, if you're proud of who you are, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. But if you're 20 and you literally weigh 400 pounds as a female, you're never going to see 70.
Yeah.
Ever. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. And you also can't expect, results in a relationship to be at the maximum.
Oh my God, there's so much pink.
It's disgusting.
It's just look, and I'm not laughing at the individual people, right? It's the ideology that forces this kind of mental illness into someone thinking something that just doesn't exist in reality.
Yeah.
You know, and to make it even worse is that some of these young women, they actually have quite attractive faces in certain positions and at certain angles.
Yeah.
And then when you look at them from a different angle, then it's almost like you're being fooled by an Instagram filter.
Yeah.
And it's like, ugh, that's the same person.
A-
Like, how's that possible?
Yeah, and if you call them out on this behavior nowadays, you get called fat phobic.
Yeah. And again, as a person who is not skinny,
Yeah.
I can speak to this from personal experience that being large is not something that should ever be accepted as normal. It should
Mhm.
never be promoted as healthy
Yeah.
because it just isn't. Any doctor that goes along with that should have their medical license revoked
Yeah.
because doctors can tell you the clear, direct, and well documented historical evidence
Yeah.
between morbid obesity and death via many different factors is well established.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say with that is this is what happens when these people have encouraged, I guess, feminism to the extent that it's gone to. You have these women having themselves turn out like this. They're doing this to themselves. It's not like they were born like this, and they're becoming morbidly obese at the age of like 25, and they're being encouraged. They're being called beautiful, and they're being they're making this like it's okay and like it's a good thing, and they should express themselves when it is the complete opposite, and it is also detrimental to their health. And it's a very, very bad thing.
And I just want to, again, I want to reiterate, I'm not against, in any way, shape, or form, people developing a positive, healthy self image.
Yeah.
It's when that self image crosses into delusion
Mm-hmm.
that you have a problem.
Yeah, because they're ignoring the effects that it's taking on their health.
And it's similar to the way that feminists have ignored the effects of their ideology on society.
Yeah.
Now you have feminists going on TikTok and recording all these videos hating on passport bros because you got a bunch of men who have basically told women, you've told us for about a decade or so that you don't need us, that you don't want us, that we're all crap, and that's it. We're not even trying with you anymore. We're finding love elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then they hate that. And when you look at all of the things that feminism has fought for, um, it's transitioned over the years. First what's referred to as first wave and second wave feminism was really about equality.
Mm-hmm.
But third wave, beginning with third wave feminism and fourth wave feminism, it's transferred into or transmuted into just basically hating men.
Yeah.
And it isn't about seeking equal status with men.
Mm-hmm.
It's seeking special benefits for women.
Yeah, and we've seen that from the TikTok hashtag. I think it was called Cam, which literally stood for kill all men, and we literally see it happening.
Well, that's why you have to be careful about whatever ideas you allow into your mind, because what's in there, it can help you,
Mm-hmm.
it can guide you, but at the same time, it can twist you, and it can lure you down a path that will have you end up somewhere that you never thought you would be. And that's something that, as a father, I want to do everything within my power to help you look at the world with open eyes, to be skeptical of everything that you can be, and to make judgments based on not what you're being fed, but off of your own understanding. At the same time, I've also cautioned you
Mm-hmm.
on who you should put trust in and why, right? Because the voices that you put trust in can impact the way that you see the world. They can impact the way that you understand the world, the way the events that happen on a daily occasion can be interpreted, right? So I've even told you to question some of the things that I've said to you. I've told you to go look for your own information. Go verify that what I'm saying is actually the truth.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to do that. Every single person should do that. And if people did that, I think the world would be a much better place, because we would have a minimization of ideology, and we would have a growth of ideas.
Yeah.
Right? Ideology is basically the marriage of ideas and religion. Right? That's pretty much what ideology is.
Yeah.
Ideas, on the other hand, are something that all people can agree on if they make sense. But the problem is that when you invest an idea with religious belief, then you can't go contrary to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going contrary to your religious beliefs, then you're a blasphemer. Like you're turning your back on whatever deity you worship.
Yeah.
So, this topic has been something that I think we could probably go on for 3, 4, 5 hours.
Yeah.
The video's running a little long, so I want to cut it short. But I do want to reemphasize what we tried to say here is that feminism initially started out as the idea of women just simply seeking equal rights to men, and that was back in the 30s, the 20s, the early 1900s.
Yeah.
Right. That's transitioned over time.
I would say in the beginning it was a very fair movement. It's not like they should have been treated less than.
Well, no, that's a different view. I mean, there were areas where women were treated less than, and there were areas where they weren't.
Yeah.
Again, everything is not constant. There are plenty of women that have historical roles where they've developed companies and they've been responsible for some of the biggest inventions. That information is available out there. That wasn't part of the scope of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be necessary to have to bring that up, because it should be obvious.
Yeah.
But, for some people it isn't. But in any case, what we should understand is that we are living in a world today where feminism, much like every other progressive idea, has been twisted and corrupted from within its own ranks to be something far beyond what it was initially created to be. To go from equal opportunity to equity, and to go from, people being treated fairly to gender preference, where people have to be discriminated against. In fact, I think it was Best Buy that just came out in the news that they have a training program for managers that white people are prohibited from participating in. Best Buy Corporation, this place you buy TVs and like, come on, that's just ridiculous. But that's what happens when you mix religion with ideas. People go to the extreme. So, I want to thank everybody for joining us for this conversation. If you're still here with us, thank you. It's been a long haul.
Yeah.
But I hope that you found the conversation stimulating, and that you've possibly even heard something you didn't know before. And again, all of the links for everything that we've used as substance for this conversation will be in the description. And I genuinely appreciate the opportunity to share these conversations, not just with you, but also with my son. Because, at the end of the day, everything I do is for my family. I'm not a perfect man, and I've certainly made mistakes, just like every other human being. But what we have to do here is the best that we can. And this is one step towards helping other people perhaps find ways to bridge conversations with their children about subjects that aren't necessarily all that comfortable.
Yep.
But it's important, right? If you want to pass on your ideas, if you want to pass on your morals and your beliefs to your children, you have to find a way to talk about it. So hopefully either this video can start a conversation, directly, or it could be the inspiration for a conversation later to come. In any case, my name is Anthony.
My name is Jeremiah.
And thank you for joining us for this episode. Thank you.